Well, bienvenida and welcome to all pool fans joining us from across the world for this Predator Bros Pro Billiard Series 10-ball event hosted in this beautiful star-studded arena at the Gandia Palace Hotel on the Mediterranean in Spain. You join us on the start of day 4 and the opening matches for our Predator WPA Junior World Championships event. We have girls, under 17s and under 19s, and you join us for the under 17s bracket. A first round matchup between Sultan Mohammed Al Yafe of Qatar, and he takes on America's Ernst Hayden. My name is Gethin Davis, and joining me in the comms box for this match is my good friend and colleague Benjamin Belhassan. Good morning, Ben, and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for the introduction, Gethin. And we are opening this day 4 with the World Junior Championship 10 ball. So I can't wait to see those youngsters battle.
Yeah, I've been really looking forward to this. As I alluded to, we're in day 4. We've already kicked off with the Little Monsters Women's Open and also the Men's Open and a Mixed Doubles Open. And now we move to the young up-and-coming talent. Looks like Ernst got the break. And it's a dry break, so...
Yeah, tough position to start.
Yeah, he's left it locked against the 4. Not the nicest opener that you would like to come to. So Al Yafe may elect to push here.
So this is a different format of all the other events. It's a single race to 7. We have alternating break, and we have, I believe, on the under 17 division, 26 players. So it's double elimination until the quarterfinals, the last 8.
Thank you for that, Ben. Indeed, it's very good to point out for our viewers who've been watching for the first 3 days. And Ernst looked to put Al Yafe in a bit of trouble, but he hasn't and has left a very good gap. Might go attacking here.
Yeah, he goes for the cut in the top right. Obviously, he's gonna going into the 2-ball there. Try to.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the 2-ball is a little, kind of locked, but the 2-8 combination is definitely on. So.
Well, Hayden's got a very good look at this one ball. He'll be looking, I think, to create a lot of distance here and bring some of that traffic in the middle of the table into the way. He's just flicked the 10, and I think that's helped him there, Ben.
Yeah, actually, he played a great shot. Of course, the flick on the 10 helped a lot, but he put the 1 ball into a position where it was really blocked by the 2 and the 3 also. So, yeah, that was a good shot. Good hit there.
Absolutely.
Really good hit.
Followed up with a very good 3-rail escape from Al Yafe. And, well, he didn't return the favour and get the safety back, but that 3 ball's blocking the obvious path for the 1 ball there.
It's always amazing to be able to compete in such events for such young boys. Remember, it's an under 17 division, so I don't really know how old are they, but they look really young and already they have strong technique and perseverance to compete there. So this is great to watch.
Yeah, very well put, Ben. Such a great experience for these young lads. As we mentioned, there are 3 Predator WPA Junior World Championships events being held here, kicking off this morning. The under 17s, the under 19s and the girls. We will get a chance to see all of them at some point over the course of the next few days.
Yeah, I believe the under 19 and the girls are 24-player field, and this one is 26. So it's more than 70 players here to compete in the juniors. So this is great from all over the world. As you can see, Sultan is from Qatar. So it's really an international event, and it's great that Predator and the WPA are organizing. Remember, this is an official world championship, so this is kind of big thing for those boys and girls.
Absolutely, Ben. And the quality of the location and the setup here will really help these young players bed in for future tournaments. I would like to say they're being spoiled, but this is the level that we're able to produce these days. And a big thanks out to our sponsors for being able to do it and put these events on. Will one of these young lads be the future superstar?
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that's the way you build champions. I mean, if you look at the top players today, like Fedor, Josh Filler, even FSR, all those guys have been through the junior circuit, like the EPBF European Championships first for the Europeans, I mean, and then I remember Josh Filler playing in Euro Tours at 12 years of age. So that's the way you build champion, because they get used to the arenas, they get used to compete, and they get used to win also. So
Indeed.
yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I remember in my early tournament days in Germany coming in to register for my first match, and before it even kicked off, there were a group of 12 young German players. One of them may have been a certain Filler, and they were in there doing their drills and practicing, very professional, very courteous, and in some ways showing the more mature professionals how to do it. And it really has stood the test, and I'm looking forward to seeing the cream that will rise to the top of this event as we see the American Ernst get the first real good opportunity. Looks like he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, he has a smooth rhythm, strong technique. Yeah, this is all about, as we mentioned, it's all about structure. When you have countries where there are coaches and they can follow those youngsters, like doing drills, even working on mental skills. This is how you build champions, and yeah, that's why the game is growing, because of the structures.
Well, I have to say, he didn't even hesitate taking on that long 10, and Ernst has taken a quick lead in this opening match on day 4 of the Predator Junior World Championships under 17s. And as you alluded to there, Ben, it is a race to 7, slightly different format for those viewers who have been watching for the last 3 days. This is an 8-day event, and we do have a lot of tournaments being played. But today, it's about the young guns that are coming through. And as you mentioned, we do have the under 19s and girls bracket too. "27 players. It's going to be a very good one, Ben.
Yeah, you can witness on the other table Felix Vogel is playing the junior. I believe he's playing the under 19 division, but I had the pleasure to meet him and to watch him play in the European Championships, and he's for sure one of the rising stars in Germany.
And the one thing I've noticed, Ben, is you're correct. They have the right composure, they have the right posture, they have great technique, but their dedication to the game is second to none. I was getting the pleasure of watching them warm up before, and, well, I think we could see some fireworks here. They certainly can pull off some big shots, and couple that with the one thing which youth does bring, which is fearlessness. These young players will not turn down many opportunities.
And as you saw that the referee called the foul on Sultan because he put the cue ball a little bit too much above the line. And I think the rule is that the center of the cue ball has to be on the line for a maximum. So if it's a little bit further than that, then it's a foul.
Well spotted, Ben.
So yeah, he will learn this. So this is experience for the young Sultan, how to place the cue ball properly on the line before the break.
It's normally only a mistake you'll make once, but nevertheless.
Yeah. You always learned it the hard way.
Indeed, indeed. And he's just failed to make contact on the 2 ball there with the 1 rail escape. So, again, dividends for earned safety play.
Yeah, and I don't know the young Ernst, but what I do know is that Johan Rissink, the worldwide famous coach, Mosconi Cup coach, took a small group of American players under his wing. I think it began last year, and so maybe he's one of the students that had the opportunity to be in that group. So
well, I do notice, Ben, that we have 4 young American players just in the under-17s group alone.
Yeah.
So strong presence.
Yeah, and this is one of the will of the American Federation to build a new generation of players, because if you look, as we mentioned yesterday, if you look at the Mosconi Cup, for example, and if you compare Europe to United States, in terms of population, it's quite the same. It's like 400 million or something like this. But when you look at the players, Europe could do a Mosconi Cup team only with the Polish player. So we have such a density of strong players, and it comes from the European Championships and what EPBF did for 40 years now. So I think the United States want to do the same with the juniors, and obviously they start with the youth program with Johan. So it's working.
It certainly seems to. And with the sport growing globally at such a pace, it's really important that we invest in our youth. So a big thanks out to Predator and our sponsors of this event for allowing this not only to happen, but to happen in such a manner that we can share it with our viewers at home. We have 2 stream tables every day, all with commentary, and Sultan's just taken on that difficult 6, but has come out quite nicely from it.
I'm quite impressed with the quality of the stroke of the young Sultan. It's like really smooth. Much longer than the American one.
Yeah, indeed. As the young American just scratches in the centre pocket. It was not too difficult a 1 cushion escape, but always difficult to judge where the cue ball will go. So now Sultan to the table with ball in hand, and not too bad a looking layout.
Yeah, I really like his timing. You know, the last backswing is really slow, and he can really control in a good manner the last foreswing to go through the ball properly. So this is and you can also see the aiming method he uses. putting his cue right in the line of aim. So those are really strong basics.
I have to say, Ben, I wouldn't mind getting you round to my local pool hall to watch my stroke. I'm sure you could work wonders with mine as well. Thanks very much.
I've been playing pool for decades, but I've only learned technical stuff like this a few years ago, and it was because of Alex Lely and Johan Rissink, because they really changed my vision of the game technically, and I was more an instinctive player, and I became really passionate by technique now. So this is their fault.
Brilliant. That is great to hear. Hey, the Sultan's just got himself in a bit of a pickle here. He's obstructed by the 10 ball. He's taken a bit of extra time over this. Wow.
What a shot. What a timing.
Just to compliment what you were saying, Ben, there was no movement in his body. Really nice, firm bridge hand and great execution. Very promising signs from the young Sultan Al.
Yeah, and I don't know if you witnessed that, but he just took a deep breath before playing that 10 ball, and the only fact that he realized that the breath is so important to cool down and be able to deliver a good smooth stroke is already great.
Yeah, and I'm sure there will be young players tuning in for this, maybe to watch their friends or favourite players. Things like that are really good to keep and hold in your own game. Breathing being such an important part that is overlooked in many aspects of life, but certainly around the pool table. I find myself holding my breath even here in the comms box, just watching other people play. So so it's level, one apiece. The young American earns to break. Race to 7. Well, as with his earlier break, really good spread on the balls, but not making a ball. And that will bring Sultan out of his chair now without a look on the 1 ball. So he's going to have to either, I would suggest, play a push. Which he has called, Ben, and there's not many places to push to. Maybe past the 4 ball or somewhere down there, perhaps, to put.
Yeah. It's always kind of tricky, and in this kind of situation, you really want to find a way, maybe to tie up 2 balls, or because it's really difficult to have a nice push with the 1 ball hanging here. So, yeah, I actually pushed for a jump, which is not that bad, and the 2 ball is pretty protected by the 8. It's only available on the side pocket on the left, so still a lot of work to do for the young American. Oh, good effort.
Very good. He's had 2 like that now. One from a regular shot, and obviously this is the first time we saw either of the players going airbound. But these lovely new Predator arc tables are not forgiving, and if you do not play precisely, they will spit it back out. And that does bring Sultan back to the table, and as you mentioned, the 2 is a little bit hampered by the 8, but it looks like, I was going to say it looks like he brought the cue ball far enough, but he hasn't there. He's going to have to come 1 rail escape.
And made the 5 unexpected. So remember, it's 10 balls, so it's called shots. You need to call the ball and the pocket, and obviously Sultan didn't call the 5 ball, so it's Aiden's turn.
Yeah, and just to add to what Ben was saying. Both players are under a shot clock, 30-second shot clock. They do have one extension per rack. Be interesting to know how many times these players have played under a shot clock. Myself, I've never played under a shot clock, and I can only imagine how I would grumble.
Yeah, this is pretty tough. It takes a little bit time to manage the shot clock, and because actually 30 seconds is enough for a rotation play when it's open, like this one, like this table, for example. But when it comes to safety play, push outs, kicks, and when you need a little bit more time, sometimes you kind of act in a rush, which is not easy. But obviously, this is again one of the things that those young players, they are going to get used to it earlier in their pool life, and this is a great thing. This is how you build champions.
Exactly. It's really good conditioning for them. Good point to make there. And Hayden's just got to take a little bit of extra time over this 6. Been potting very nicely. To come through the little gap between the 7 and the 8. Has done that very nice. Could do with a small bounce off the cushion. I'm not too sure what he called there. It looked like he called the top left pocket. I must have just overheard. Yeah, plays it nicely in the centre pocket. It keeps good cue ball.
There.
All these young players trading blows, keeping the scoreline tight.
Yeah, we match here back and forth. It's really
well, he's a bit straight, maybe even fallen just slightly on the wrong side of this. He did this in his first rack as well and had to settle for a longer 10 ball. He might have to do the same here. It looks quite hard to load the cue ball.
Yeah, it will take the shot. It will take the shot from there.
Yep.
Still okay though. Good shot. And also something we didn't mention yet is it's important for the young players like this to get used to the playing conditions, like new balls, new cloth, slidey tables, arena. It's really important because it makes a huge difference, because it's a different game when you play in the club with a warm cloth and old balls, and it's really different about the slide, about the spin, about the slide of the balls. It's really important to that their mind understand how it works.
Indeed. It can even catch the more seasoned professionals out, especially when it's fresh into a tournament and the cloths and tables are new. It can catch even the most expert of players unaware at times, and the sooner that these young players are exposed to all of them elements, the tougher they're going to become. Sultan to break, trails by 1 rack to 2.
Yeah, and this time he put the cue ball really on the right spot, even a lot more behind the line, not to be sure, not to give ball in hand. So this is how you
I
learn.
like that. I like that. That's exactly what we want to see. And has been gifted with a good look at this one ball. It's not the easiest of shapes. Very nice.
wow.
Clean as a whistle, and
Yeah.
use the 4 to hold for the 3. But the 4 has rolled up, I wouldn't say into a too tricky a position, but the 7 has come into play. He's going to have to put a big shot on the 3 if he were to look to get shape on that. So just something to be aware of as this rack progresses. Made that look easy with the rest.
Good shape on the 3. And now he has to travel all the way back from the 4, frozen on the rail near the top right.
Yeah, there is no gap between the 7 and the rail.
Oh, he tried to draw it and to kill it, but yeah, that was
Yeah, it
tough.
was a tough shot indeed.
Kind of rushed it.
Hayden's just having a little look to see if the 4 is off the rail. I think it's tight on that rail, but he has been left with a nice angle here. The cue ball will naturally track up into a favourable position.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No. Yeah, he has a lot of angle on the 4 this time, and I think he's looking for playing the 6 in the bottom right. Maybe going 3 rails here. Yeah, should have hit it harder though. Unless it passes in the side, but yeah. Start to judge from here, but yeah, it looks like it passes in the side. That's good.
Ooh, ooh. Just needs the cue ball to slow down here. It picked up a little bit of side off the short rail. I think that's fine. Hayden will be keen to extend his lead to 2 racks, just to give him a little bit more of a cushion in this race to 7. Got into that a little bit. Still certainly on. You could just see from his reaction, he knew he got into that a little bit too much, bit of adrenaline in the arm, perhaps.
Yeah, but he did a good reset before taking the shot, so good point here. I like the pace he uses when he gets into some kind of a rhythm when the run out is open. Like, he doesn't think too much, just going forward, moving forward. Nice attitude.
Yeah, both players have extremely good poker faces. I just see Hayden looking at his compatriot on table 1 in the under-19s match between Germany's Felix Vogel and Logan Hizzle. I hope I pronounced his surname correctly there, from America, but he is trailing 3-0 to Felix.
Yeah, I mean, so Felix is already now a seasoned pro. He's playing on the tour for like maybe 2 or 3 years. I remember I played him the first time I saw him. It was in Slovenia, but it was maybe 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and he was already playing tournaments. So yeah, he's really actually one of the best players in Europe already. So
yeah, we've had some great young guns come through from that part of the world. Also from the Netherlands, we had a young player, Mika van Berkel, and Yannick Pongers, and they've stretched into
also
the... Sorry.
Yeah, also his brother, Quinten.
Correct. And all now enjoying success in the senior events.
Yeah, and those young guns have big pressure. I mean, because they have old generations of world-class players before them, the likes of Dix, Vandenberg, Lely, Fayan, Niels, of course, Marco Teucher, Mark Bijsterbosch. All those guys are tough guys, and so coming after them
Absolutely.
is not so easy.
No, but very good role models to have. Marco Teucher is actually in this event. Will be playing in the mixed doubles later today. I believe he plays in a partnership with Wanling Wan. So lots of action coming on our TV tables throughout the course of today. As I mentioned, we are on day 4 of this 8-day event. And with our Little Monsters 3 events already underway, as you can see, it's now time for the young guns with the Predator Junior World Championships to get us underway. And Sultan has made 2 balls there. Neither of them.
Yeah, but he didn't call anything.
Now, I don't know if Hayden can, as he's just laid his cue out on the table there, if he can load up the cue ball. I think he's calling the bank and looking to bring the cue ball into that cluster of 3, or even behind it.
Good shot there.
That's a very nice shot. The 1 ball is kept in the middle of the table. It's got a 5 and an 8 around it as well. So this shot fraught with danger for Aliafel. This is a very, very tricky jump, Ben. Oh, well, just in itself, being able to elevate and get that cue ball over the 2 in itself was a feat, and he wasn't far away from making it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was thinking about the, what can I say? The schools, the pool schools worldwide, and you have great pool schools in the Emirates, like in Qatar. You also have, of course, in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and they put a lot of money and dedication into cue sports, like also snooker, and you have now for years great players from all Emirates. You have like Bader Halawadi, you had Abdullah Al Youssef, all from Kuwait, and you also have players from Qatar, and
and they're very strong.
I know that.
Very strong.
Yeah, and it's because European coaches travel over there and to put the hard work in it, and it's working actually.
I'm sure there are a few trainers from Northern Europe that will enjoy the fine weather down there. But more importantly, the fine players that are coming out there. And Al Wahadi is in the senior events here, in the Little Monsters events. So, great representation. And like you said, the more investment in time and intention will result in better quality, not only players, but like we're finding here this week, absolutely fantastic venue, setting and setup.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to work with, to be fair, Ben. Really enjoying this and loving getting to watch these players. Just a delicate float onto the 9, and well, both players making a couple of mistakes, but I have to say Hayden's probably had the better of the safeties, putting Sultan in a lot of trouble, and that has resulted in him now taking a 4-1 lead in this race to 7. As I was saying, Hayden is playing well, maybe not a true reflection of the quality of both these players, but that's the nature of 10 ball.
Yeah, also I'm impressed by the composure he has. He really stays calm and steady. Sultan also. So yeah, great attitude from those two so far.
Absolutely. And already becoming role models for the rest of the game. It's really good to see. We just take a little reflection on our under-19s event, which is also underway and kicking off on table one. The last update I had was that Felix of Germany was 3-0 up, but he's not at the table, so momentum may be turning on that table as we bring you back to Sultan Mohammed Al Yefel to break. He trails by 4 racks to 1.
But I don't know how old he is, but he looks younger than Aiden.
Yeah.
So,
however,
many more tournaments to play yet in his young career. Maybe it's his first World Championships. So.
And Ernst from America certainly looks a tall lad as well. Ooh. Made the pot there, Ben, but didn't get the position he wanted. Cue ball just kept rolling a little bit too much.
Yeah. And maybe he has the 3 rails here. The 3 rails, long, short, long like this, towards the 7 ball. I don't know. That's what he's looking at. The track is definitely on, but yeah, this one is pointing with the cue, but it's tough to judge, especially in these conditions. Oh, that's good. This is really great. Wow.
Wow.
Good hit.
Very good hit. Great vision as well. 3 rail shots are not easy to pick out. And not only has he picked it out, he's nearly got the full ball snooker. So Sultan again needing to bring the rest out from this end of the table. I think he can see an edge, which means the pot in angle would be on for him.
Yeah, this is tough with the rest to roll a shot like this.
Yeah, it is. And I'm just wondering, he's left a similar shot here for Hayden, but Hayden can clearly not have the same obstruction as he had, or the difficulty in reach. Yeah, and has potted that nicely, and even though it's tracked up against the 9 ball, looks like it's giving him enough room to cue nicely onto the 3, and doesn't need to do too much for the 4.
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice looking layout for the young American.
Stay down on shots. Pretty solid fundamentals here. He's just does what he has to do, 1 shot at a time. Ooh. Still okay. A little soft kiss on the 7 ball too.
Yeah, he's playing the right shots in the right way, giving himself every opportunity of closing out the 6th rack. Just wanted to let our viewers know who are wondering what's coming up later today. We do have our Little Monsters Women's International Open moving to the semi-finals this afternoon at 3 o'clock local time. So we're really getting to the business end of that series. And we're just at the start of the junior series here. And we're really up and running. Hayden Ernst from the USA looking down the barrel of a 5-1 lead now against Sultan Mohammed Al Yafel. And, well, he's certainly taking the better of the chances. Good signs for the USA there. But there's still a lot of match left in this. Looks like the players will just be taking a short break, Ben.
Exactly. So we are going to take a short break too, Gethin, and we'll be right back.
Thank you very much, Ben. Great idea. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are returning to the second half of this opening match of the Predator WPA Junior World Championships. We're in the under-17s group, and as I alluded to, it is the opening match between Qatar's Sultan Mohammed Al Yafel. He's taking on Americans Ernst Hayden. Hayden leads by 5 racks to 1 in this race to 7 and is breaking. And he's not had his break working as of yet. A couple of dry breaks, but has come out
Powerful
quite
though.
nicely here. Yeah, certainly has the power to make the balls off the break, Ben. But as we've been seeing in our senior events as well, these Predator arc tables playing tight.
A little bit careless push out from Sultan here, leaving a good opportunity on the one for Aiden there to extend his lead.
Yeah, indeed.
The push out situation, it's really tough. I think it's one of the most difficult situation in rotation games, whether it's 9-ball or 10-ball, because you don't want to leave something too hard to your opponent because he's going to give it back to you, but you don't want to leave also something too easy. And this is really tactical, and this is also where pros make the difference, because tactically it's really important to also develop those skills, mental skills, but also tactical skills, not only pocketing skills.
No, indeed. And that all adds to the arsenal when it comes to playing matches.
Yeah, it's a very complete sport. You need to have the technique, of course. You need to have the nerves, the heart, and also the knowledge, the technical knowledge, the tactical knowledge, all of this. It's a never-ending journey.
Well, not only never-ending, but it's ever-changing. And as we've been witnessing already from these two young players, their jump game is just getting better and better. So even with push shots and also safety shots, you have to take even more consideration into account when you are fully aware of what your opponents are capable of doing with the jump stick. So it just adds an extra dimension, and the younger that you get to be used to and comfortable with that, the better.
Definitely, yeah.
So it looks like Hayden just called the 5 as a bit of insurance here. And I think, again, with a little kiss, has made that rather nicely. Or has he? No, I think that's come up short, Ben.
It's close, yeah. It's close, but anyway, I don't think Sultan can pocket the 3-ball here. So he has to play some kind of safety also, but it's really not easy because he only sees the left edge of the 3-ball, and he's gonna for sure send it towards the short rail and the 5. Yeah, like that. And cue ball needs to stop. Yeah, he did it good. I mean, actually, good shot.
Well, I felt that he was going to need to hit the cue ball harder to bring it down to this bottom right corner, but that 7-ball is hampering Hayden here.
Good shot there.
Very good shot. And more importantly, just ran into that cluster with the 4 and 5 and has opened it up nicely. I'm not too sure the 5 has been opened up enough. No, as you can see from our overhead there, great view. Ooh. Hayden called the 10-ball in the top right pocket as we're looking at it, more the bottom right pocket as the table is naturally situated. Didn't make it and has left a pathway through for Sultan here.
Yeah, we didn't mention it yet, but it's a WPA World Championship, so we are playing under WPA rules, and we do have early 10s, meaning if Aiden would have made the 10, he would have win the rack. So it's only get respotted on the break.
Yes, and as we've seen in matches over the past few days, players really taking advantage of that, being able to close out racks early and avoid difficult clusters. I'm sure these two lads will be fully aware of that. I'm not too sure though what Hayden is going to do here with where the 5 is sitting against the 8. This will be a delicate shot.
Tough position. Maybe just roll it and try to play some kind of containing. Yeah, like this. That's a good shot. I mean, there's nothing more he could have done. And sometimes this game is like that. You only have a containing safety, meaning you're protecting the object ball. And yeah, giving the table back to your opponent, but Sultan could have maybe drawn this one and try to stick the cue ball in between the 8 and the rail, but that was tough. I mean, Aiden's shot was good.
And he's played this in such a way, Aliafel, that the 5 is blocked to the top left corner. So, oh, it looks like Hayden's called the 5-9 combination.
The 5 is going to track towards the 7 ball on the top right. Yeah, I was thinking about making this the 5 in the top right, actually.
Yeah. Well, it was a brave shot. It wasn't rewarded. The 5 ball threatened to sit up on the short rail at the top of the table. As it has, it's just come off a couple of millimeters, and that may just give Aliafel a look at potting this. It was very thin though. Ooh. As Hayden inspects the line to the corner pocket for the 5 ball, a little shake of the head would indicate that the 7 is hampering him. Well, as much as he shook his head, he made that look very simple, as if there was enough room to fit a bus through. And shots like that can really open up the rack. And this has been a little bit of a pattern for the young American. He certainly seems to relax and open up in these positions, reflected in the scoreline. And again, just being picky, but the wrong side of the 9, so just has to do a bit more work with the cue ball here. Brought that far enough. Would have liked it a bit further, but Ben, good signs for Hayden here.
Good catch shot there from Aiden.
Yeah.
And then it is now on the hill.
Well, I did mention when Hayden seems to see the finish line, he does keep his composure well and isn't afraid to leave himself a tough shot. And it's been paying him dividends so far. And you're quite right, Ben. Hayden Ernst is on the hill in quite quick fashion. And if anything, Aljefel just hasn't converted his opportunities in the same way. Probably hasn't had the best of the safety play either. This is double elimination, Ben. Both players.
Yeah, definitely. To the last 8, I believe.
Correct, sir. And with both players getting their accounts off on the TV table, it doesn't get much more pressure than that. You have to think that they will take that confidence with them into the next round. It can be quite a daunting prospect, let me reassure you, when your family and friends know that you will be coming on the TV table. These young lads more than likely have social media and smartphones too. It's very difficult to avoid. And when you know everyone's watching, that just adds another step of pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether you like it or not. Well, it looks like Hayden will just glance off this to find the gap between the rail and the 2. He's done that, but it nibbled the 5. May have leaked an edge of this one, but this is a difficult shot for Aljefel here.
Yeah, and I have to make a correction from what I've said earlier. We do play early 10s in the opens, in the Little Monsters Open, Men's Open, Women's Open, and Mixed Doubles, but this is a WPA World Championship, and we have no early 10s here. The 10 must be the last ball pocketed of the rack. So, if you make the 10 during the rack with a combination, it has to be respotted.
Very useful to point that out, Ben. In fact, it reminds me of an incident back in Germany at the Hangelar Open, where a very good player who I've watched since a child, Johnny Archer, was involved in a match where he made an early 10 and started re-racking the balls, and everyone started looking at him like he had 2 heads and gently reminded him that it wasn't early 10, and it was a very difficult situation after he made a very difficult shot to get there. So that would have been a bit of a shocker for Hayden if he'd have made an early 10 there and realised it's not the same as the senior event.
Oh, good shot there. He hit
Very
it that
clean.
pure. Yeah, controlled draw. It's never easy. Yeah, this is where the youngsters are really have an edge by playing to a fast pace, not thinking too much. They're just doing what they have to do, and it works. And as you're aging, then the process starts to be conscious and more conscious, and you start controlling things, and you kind of lose that rhythm, and to enter a much more conscious game, which is different and more difficult, I believe.
Yeah, I certainly know when I faced younger players and with their fearlessness, it can be very, very daunting. And when you're a player that likes to think a little bit, that can become a bit of a danger. Hayden, at the pace he's playing, with the rhythm he's playing, is not allowing any dwelling of thoughts. And Ben, he's looking at this 10 ball, to take his first opening match.
Yeah, strong run-outs, strong play by this young man, and good experience for the little Sultan. I'm sure we will see them for the years to come. So hope you enjoyed to see those youngsters battling, and we have many more matches to come. The next one is at 12 p.m. and you can have all the schedules, the draw, and the live score on the Pro Billiard TV YouTube channel and the Pro Billiard series website. Thanks, Gethin, and that was Benjamin Bellason and Gethin Davis for you, and we'll be right back.
The 10 to be crowned.
Oh, some very good shots.
The world 10-ball champion.
Well, bienvenida, and welcome to all pool fans joining us from across the world for this Predator Pro Billiard Series 10-ball event hosted in this beautiful star-studded arena at the Gandia Palace Hotel on the Mediterranean in Spain. You join us for the second match of day 4. We're into the Predator WPA Junior World Championships event, and we're now kicking off the opening round of the girls event. We have a matchup between USA's Savannah Roadrunner Easton, and she takes on France's Rachel Enfroy. And my name is Gethin Davis. Joining me in the commentating box from France, my good friend and colleague Benjamin Bell Hassan. Welcome, Ben.
Well, hey, hi Gethin, how are you? Thank you for the introduction. And yeah, I'm a little bit excited, as of you know. Rachel is from France, and I know her quite a bit, so yeah, I want to look how she goes under the pressure of the arena table, even if she is used to the Predator Euro Tour. Now she's been playing this year. She's now a seasoned player of the Predator Euro Tour, so she's the under 17 European 10-ball champion also. So that's why she's here. So
Indeed,
I want to see her.
Wait.
Yeah, I want to see her in front of a top junior player like Savannah Easton to see how she can handle the pressure.
I'm very well, thank you. And yes, we are lucky to have you in the box today to bring us the insights. One thing as a contrast, Savannah Easton is already played in the ladies event. She made it through to the losers qualification, and she's also in our mixed doubles event, the little monster mixed doubles, and she's still in there waiting for a losers qualification match. So we've seen a bit of Savannah so far, and it looked like Savannah had a dry break there, allowing Rachel to put her into some trouble, and she's done just that.
Yeah, the thing is, for the moment, as far as I know, Savannah is really digging deep into the professional pool. First she lived in the USA, and she's been helped by Oscar Dominguez and a lot of people to get involved in professional pool. So she's kind of a seasoned player already, which is great for the sport. And it's not yet the case for Rachel.
Well, Rachel is now looking at a thin cut on this one. Savannah got out of the safety, nearly put Rachel into a safety herself, but there's enough of an edge to look at the center pocket, which she's made. But there is a lot of traffic around that 2-ball there, Ben.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a little bit of a no future to make the one like that, but she didn't have that many choices because the one was hanging into the side pocket, and there were no really safety options, I would say. So she's given ball in hand by not touching the 2. Still, Savannah has to play a safety shot from there because the 2-ball is really locked on the long rail by the 5.
I'm just looking at if, putting the cue ball there, if she can glance off the 2, leaving it very close to the 5. The cue ball should track around that 4 ball nicely. She's played it at a good pace, Ben.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if she gets ball in hand, she'll have to play the same shot because she didn't like free the 2 and the 5. But it's still a good shot because it's a tough kick for Rachel. She has to use a lot of right here. Yeah, but that's good. Good hit.
She did that very well. That was a difficult shot to navigate. And the 2 ball has rested on the long rail. Savannah having a look at the potting angle and shape onto the 3. She may attack this shot, Ben. I'm not too sure if there's a lot of traffic in the middle of the table, so she could elect to play safe.
I definitely would play safe because you can't really control. But yeah, she played a good shot there, but I would have liked to play the shot all the way around, meaning I would rather put the cue ball in between the 5-8 and send the 2 ball, protecting the 2 ball on the short rail, because that she only had the 3 ball as a cover playing this one, so it's kind of a lower percentage shot, I would say.
Yeah, it's good to point out things like that. Sometimes out on the table, shot selection can be a bit more of a challenge, and it always is easier from here with the benefit of the overhead. But yeah, just understanding the percentages more, as you alluded to, can really just have the edge on games where, the players of this level, it gets very tight at the top.
Yeah, as I always say, it's where differences are made. When you see the top players in the world, it's not in the runouts, because obviously everybody knows how to run racks and pocket balls, but it's on the tactical part, the push outs, the kicking, and the strategy. That differences are made in racks.
And one thing we were talking about in our first match of today, the opener of the Predator WPA Junior World Champs under 17s boys, the more experience that these players get, they will find themselves in many difficult situations over the course of the next 4 days of this 8-day event. They will only get better and better and well seasoned, and that will only be good for them.
Yeah.
Oh, small
She kind of
miscue.
miscued there, yeah.
And that has left her a very tricky look at this 8 ball with not much traffic.
Yeah.
To play a safety either.
Yeah, this is situations where you only have like the split to leave the cue ball and the 8 ball on long rails, kind of a containing shot. This is the best you can do. Yeah, like that. She played it well. She even almost get the cover behind the 9. But the good thing of this shot is that she took off. I believe the bank is not on, so she took off the bank of the equation, because most of the time when you play the split shots, especially at the end of the rack, you leave the bank. So good shot from Savannah here.
Yeah, the 9, as you alluded to, scuppering the potting angle on the 8. However, Rachel has played a very good cue ball here.
Yeah,
and it
it
needed to be.
Yeah, but she really tried to go behind the 10, which was difficult. But I always put the priority here on this type of shots on the object ball, meaning the 8 ball should have been a lot more towards the short rail to prevent Savannah Heston of such the great shot she just made.
She did indeed, and the cue ball has tracked down low on this 9, which is, well, I thought it opened up a cut into the left centre, but Savannah calling the bank shot here. And I know it's very early in the morning over in America. I'm sure family and friends are watching. And a lot of bank pool players in America will have been cheering her on for that shot. She makes the bank and the 10. And that's a very good, convincing opening rack for Savannah. And quite possibly the table time that she's been enjoying for the past 4 days, paying dividends for her there. As we take a little look over at the other table, we see the winner of the match that played previously on this table, and Ernst Maverick Hayden from the USA, and he takes on the very tough Estonian Rivo Meimre. And all action with commentary being streamed to you through Pro Billiard TV. And if you want to keep updated on the scores and on fixtures and also on the times and tables, please do visit the ProBilliardSeries.com website, where you will get all of that information. And if you are streaming live with us right now, please do like, subscribe and share. We really do appreciate your support in being able to bring this Predator WPA Junior World Championship event to you today.
Yeah, just a few
So
informations about the format. Also, yeah, you took the word out of my mouth. So yeah, this is a race to 7 on single set and alternate breaks. And as I mentioned earlier, for the under 17 division, you have no early 10s, meaning the 10 has to be pocketed at last. So if a player plays a combination on the 10, it will be respotted.
Yeah, that's really useful to point out. Savannah so far playing in our Little Monster sponsored series, and there they can take early 10s, and we have been seeing some very creative plays from the players being able to close out the rack early. So Savannah's got to switch back into WPA mode here. Well, that was the tightest of gaps for that one ball into the corner pocket. It just clipped the 5 before it got there and has hung out for Rachel here. And the young French lady will be looking to get good position on the 2 here. However, where that 5 has run into has put trouble for the 3. She may be forced into a combination, and it doesn't look straight. So still a bit to do here for Rachel. This will be a good one for her to open her account with. Well, it looked like there, Ben, she fancied opening up that problem straight away. Very well advised. However, did run the risk of the cue ball running behind the 3. I don't think it has. It's left her a nice long shot on this 2.
Yeah, the thing is, from the position the 3 is in, and even if she pocket the 2 and make the tough shot, she won't get shape on the 3. So, and also there are no this is, yeah. But also the thing is, the situation was that there were no easy safeties. So, so that's a good choice finally to have taken the shot, because the no really good safety options. Yeah, that's a good shot. No jump cue out this time. Or maybe yes.
It has. Yeah, I think they're listening to us. First of all, Rachel looking to prove you wrong with an amazing shot to get the cue ball back down the table, and followed that up with a great safety shot. Savannah jumping over the 5 with only the edge of the 3 to see. This is a difficult shot.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference, because the shot Rachel just played was really great, but the 3 ball ended up a little bit too far, leaving a window for the jump. So makes an easier way out for Savannah. Good shot there. Simple,
Yeah,
but effective.
I do like this play. Savannah's already shown one of the aces up her sleeve with her potting ability, and very good tactic from Rachel here to keep her in trouble and wait for the opportunity then to come to her. The one rail escape for Savannah.
Wow.
Oh,
What a
from wishful
shot.
good, Ben.
Yeah.
How many
And
aces does she have up her sleeve?
actually, I was going to say that you can really see the professionalism in our way to handle matches, to play shots. She's really diving into the match quick, even if she misses shots, and everybody misses. I mean, it's about, as I mentioned when we were talking about the under 17 boys, it's about structure. It's about being able to compete no matter what. And you can already see that at such a young age, she's ready to compete, and she has a professional attitude, which means a lot.
Yeah, and there's only so much you can teach. More has to be brought through experience, and that's why this Predator WPA Junior World Champs event is so important. The experience that these young guns are going to get and will continue to get will do exactly what you were saying, Ben, will only add to their professional acumen. And Savannah proving that it works very well.
Yeah, and we have examples from all over the world. Because if you look at the top players now, you would have, of course, Josh Filler, and Fedor also, but you'll have also now players, younger players like Moritz Neuhausen and Pius Labutis that came really through, and they are all part of youth programs in Europe. They were all part of youth programs in Europe, and it's definitely the way to build champions. I mean, champions, world champions, top class players.
Savannah is picking these off very nicely, has finished quite well for this long nine. And I mentioned before, Savannah's not just playing in this WPA girls event, she's also playing in the Little Monster Women's International Open and the Mixed Doubles International Open. So you can only imagine 3 times the amount of experience from the same event.
Yeah, I think Rachel is only playing in the Women's Open. She didn't enter the mixed doubles.
Ooh. Well, she put herself in the best position to make shape on the 10. However, that cue ball has just overrun with the topspin that she developed. And she is in a tricky spot. We'll look to get either distance between there. There is always the option of going offensive.
Oh, the way she's cueing makes me think that she's going to cut this one. Whoa, thin cut. Great. Great hit from Savannah here. Tough position for Rachel. It looked to me that she didn't even think to go for the bank. She went for the split, and that's why I was telling you this. She made a perfect shot, but the thing is, it's the 10 ball, so meaning Savannah could bank it to win the game. She's not going to do it, obviously, but
well, I have to say Rachel played a great shot to keep that cue ball on the long rail.
Definitely. Oh, she hit it a little bit too thick, though.
It's the thinnest of cuts as Rachel comes down to survey the potting angle.
Yeah, this is really thin, but She cut it thick. That I was surprised she was queuing not that high in the cue ball, and most of the times it's better really to try to roll the ball with a high ball when you want to cut. And she kind of took a just above center with speed, and it's not the best decision for the contact point. I mean,
No, and that's a valid point to make. It was a good opportunity for Rachel to bring the score back to 1-1, and that's what she's going to need to take advantage of as this match progresses in this race to 7. But Savannah takes the second rack to extend her lead to 2 racks to 0 as we look at Hayden Maverick Ernst in the background there at the table. We got to see him win his opening under 17s match. He played very, very well against Sultan Mohammed Al Yafel of Qatar. This is a double knockout, rather double elimination event, so players will get a second bite of the cherry if they were to lose at this early stage. But I'm sure both these girls feeling that they won't need to go that way. However, Savannah's at the table to break, leading by 2 racks to 0.
good cue ball control there. Nice square hit. No balls, but good break.
Yeah, generating a lot of power into the break. And keeping good control of the cue ball, more importantly, as we've been seeing over the past 3 days preceding. When there's a loose cue ball, trouble normally follows. So very important to keep good control of the cue ball, which Savannah did. Rachel has left her a look at this one, but it's tight if she wants it to pass the 7.
Yeah, it's tough to get the cover also. Good shot there, but she wanted the cue ball to travel all the way down to the 2 ball, to where the 2 ball is. So she's left a window for Rachel, but still a long, tough shot, especially to come back for the 2, which is in the middle of the short rail.
Yeah, I think that was a wise shot that she attempted there. I don't think there was much chance of her getting back for the 2. She's tried to lock up Savannah there, and the 1 ball's just leaked a little bit, but only enough to give her an edge. Oh, maybe a bit more.
She's gonna draw and stay behind the 3. Yeah, and then play position, play a safety shot, play a split from there. Maybe behind the 5, using the 5-10-6. Yeah. Oh no, why? It's the same thing the other way around. What I don't like about this shot is, yeah, the 2 ball is gonna hang, and you have a jump shot. I mean, not easy, but a fairly open jump shot. So I would have preferred to bank the 2 towards the 6 and 10, try to hide behind the 5.
Yeah, that's a good thing to note, Ben, as well. These players not afraid to go airborne and with accuracy. Sadly, the accuracy wasn't there this time. She makes the jump over the object ball, but misses the 2 and gives Savannah ball in hand. And mistakes like that can be costly, but
yeah,
reaping rewards from the safety play.
I would have expected Rachel to make a legal hit on this shot, but I always like to remember the viewers that it's a lot more difficult when you're battling in the arena with the pressure and everything than when you're in the audience or watching at home, or even we are commentating in the booth. So we have an overview of all this.
It can get quite easy in here sometimes, and we do need to appreciate the fact, I mean, not only are they on the TV table, but they are ever so young, and all of the lights and process can be quite daunting. But both girls doing well, seem to be putting all of that to one side. They seem very composed and calm around the table. Both players under a shot clock. Doesn't seem to have played any role either. So good quick decision making by both. Cue ball.
She
leaked out
will
a
not
little
be
bit
happy
there.
with that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she hit the 6 ball pretty thick, and so the cue ball ended up really near the rail in a tough position. She'll have to elevate and let the stroke out there, which is really tough. Yeah, this is not easy.
No, not at all. But again, Rachel does find herself in a position where she can get on the board, and she had one in the last rack as well, so there are chances coming for her. Very solid. And Ben, this will be a very good way for Rachel Emfroy from France to get her account underway, and she has done. Brings the scoreline back to 2-1 in this race to 7 against the American Savannah Roadrunner Easton. And, well, we'll get to have a look at her break now. Ben, you may have already a few insights for us.
Yeah, the thing is, since the beginning of all those events, players look to have put their choice on the side rails because it appears to track the one ball towards the side pockets, and this is what they want to control. And only a few breaks from the center. I've witnessed maybe Marco Teucha, because he has a wonderful, powerful break that had success with it. But yeah, and those girls are doing the side break too. So yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned Marco. We do have the Little Monster Mixed Doubles International Open underway as well. That will be continuing today. Marco Teucher appearing in that, but also Savannah Easton. And coming up after this match, I believe we have the semi-final of the Little Monster Women's International Open. I'll bring you the updates on the lineup shortly, because I want to have a good look at Rachel Emfroy's break here. She's breaking from the centre, Ben.
Yeah. So yeah, she prefers not to break hard and to keep accuracy on the hit, which I can perfectly understand.
Yep, I agree. And the cue ball took a kick over towards the right corner pocket where Savannah is there now, and it's just left her awkward on the one. Looks like it has a pathway to the centre pocket.
Yeah, look at the balls; they're all on the upper part of the table. So the spread in the break was good, even if it was not powerful. Oh wow! Good shot there.
Oof.
Shape on the 2. What an opener!
Had to avoid the 4 there as well, Ben, and did it really well.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Rachel's soft control break, or softer control break, did spread the balls well. Is that going to work in Savannah's favour here?
Yeah, the thing is, the layout is a little bit funny here. If you look at the 5 and the 8, Both balls are really high on the rails and not available on the side pocket, so it makes the layout really tougher.
Yeah, that 5 looks very difficult. Well, Rachel also overcutting that, but may have got away with it with the 10 ball coming to her rescue. Savannah did have a look at it, so I think she can see an edge.
Oh, she's playing the 2-rail kick bank into the top left, into the bottom left, excuse me, and she
Ooh.
failed to touch it. And good point for Rachel. She moved the 8 ball into a better place, but still, the 5 is tricky.
Yeah, I thought Savannah could see an edge there. She clearly couldn't. Wasn't far away from the 3-rail escape, and also called the opposite corner, because if she'd have caught it quite full, it may have popped out into that corner pocket. However, the young French lady has ball in hand.
15 years old. Oh, she miscued.
Yeah. Stretching a little bit, reaching over the 4. That 5 is still tricky, even though the 8 has come away from its position. So, could be another twist and turn to come.
Yeah, she's gonna roll the 2 and play the 3 on the side, I believe.
Well,
if she has it
there
in
is
the
an
corner, then she could stand follow that ball to reach the 5.
good point, Ben. That's what I was just picking up on. Has to be careful, though. If she runs into the left-hand side, or rather the high side of the 5, there is a threat of a scratch, so very delicate shot here.
Good try.
Yeah. I would rather go that way and miss it than come the other side and scratch.
Yeah.
Now,
she has the draw to the short rail and back, but the 10 ball is on the way. So
she's played that very well to avoid bringing the 10 ball in the way of her cueing. That this is a very difficult shot. Played for it.
yeah, key shot of the rack there. Yeah,
Yeah.
she kind of
They are full.
decelerate at the end of the stroke. But this was tough. I mean, this was a tough shot, and in addition, the key shot of the rack, because it's almost a do or die.
Yeah, indeed. And if that cue ball slows up, which it has done, Rachel has put herself into a very nice position here to take advantage of Savannah's mistake. But yeah, I agree, that 5 was a very tough shot. Some players would have even turned it down to start with. So Savannah clearly feeling the form.
I don't like that. I would have preferred really to go on the other side and pocket the 8 ball in the same pocket as the 7. This was really too touchy to use inside English and try to go on the other side, especially with her being left-handed.
Yeah, it makes a big difference to how she can approach this shot. As you saw, she put her extension on because she was having to stretch over the edge of the table, but made a great pot.
Yeah.
She looks very calm around the table, doesn't seem to be daunted by anything.
This is type of shots where you really want to stay down and deliver a good stroke, whether you... Yeah, and she did.
Oh, lovely. And Ben, in quick fashion, The young French lady, Rachel Emfroy, has brought this scoreline back to 2 apiece. It looks like Savannah has just called for a timeout. I think that may be cue for us to refresh our beverages, Ben. We'll just take a short break with the players and we'll be returning right back to you. Please don't go away. Well, a warm welcome back to the next part of this thrilling opening match in the Predator WPA Junior World Championships Girls event. You join us in round 1. We are still waiting for Savannah to return back from her break, which she does now. The score at 2-all, and my name is Gethin Davis. I'm joined in the box with my good friend Benjamin Belhassan, and Ben, quite a mature move from Savannah there. I was just thinking about it. Rachel was just starting to get back into it. Quite a timely time to call the timeout.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too, because at such a young age to have the clarity to feeling that things are not clicking. She's missed a couple of shots, couple of runouts, small mistakes here and there, and she had the clarity to take a timeout and try to reset into that match itself. It's already good.
Yeah, well, so far Rachel has come back in with a look at the one ball, made a really fine thin cut, leaves herself a long straight 2. And yeah, Rachel does seem to be getting into her stride now, and they're starting to ask a few questions of the Roadrunner. It was very easy to get daunted by Savannah taking a quick 2-0 lead. Great maturity being shown. And this match,
I'm just pointing here. Yeah, the thing is, those are small mistakes, but she didn't take care about the 5 ball actually, and with the cue ball frozen on the rail on the 4, you prevent yourself from an easy shot to the 4, from the 4 to the 5, and yeah, and now she's giving back the table to Savannah, but still, small mistakes like this result into big mistakes later, and yeah, this is part of the learning. You really want to make yourself the easiest shot on the planet, because playing under pressure is really
you're
tough.
correct, and the important point you made there about her a couple of shots before just not getting right on the 4, realizing that the 5 was always going to be the key ball to get position on. Yeah, you're quite right. She forced herself into having to play a big shot on the 4. Did get away with it some, but look at Savannah with the 3-rail escape. Makes a legal shot. I'm very impressed with that.
Really
she
nice.
may get.
Yeah.
She may find herself in trouble again, but wow.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity here for Rachel to get the 6 in a better position than it was.
Yeah, she's done that indeed, and played a great safety shot. Now, both girls we've seen do well getting out of similar positions, but I would not fancy a look at this.
Yeah, this is really tough to hit. Really, really tough to hit. Whoa, that was a good try.
Wasn't far away at all, and you could just see the ball hook a little bit after the 4. So maybe the pace just keeping that away from it. But again, and it may sound like a stuck record, and we're only in the 5th rack, but Rachel seems to be putting in a good shape of form here, and albeit from a few bad decisions may be made, she finds herself in a great position to take the lead for the first time in this match. And she's very calm, Ben, around the table, doesn't rush into her next shot.
I think it's her first big WPA World Championship showing, so
wow, brilliant.
She's only 15 years old. I think Savannah is only 15 or 16 years old, maybe, right? Not more than that.
I didn't check, because you know these players have birthdays. But I believe it was 16. I'm sure our fans in the chat will update us on that. But yeah, I have to say, this is looking good for the French lady, especially if this is her first showing at an event with this caliber of field. So Savannah sat in her seat there in the background and was probably thinking that she was going to run away with this. She will definitely be thinking again now. As Rachel plays a great position, great screw back on for a very easy 10. And there we have it, Ben. Rachel Enfroy of France takes the lead for the first time in this race to 7. Savannah not getting it her own way. And we have got fireworks already in the opening round of the Predator WPA Junior World Championships girls event. Ben, I noticed... sorry, I noticed that that Rachel is the only girl, a French girl, in the field. What can you tell us about the French junior scene and where that's going right now?
Yeah, it's been a while since we haven't seen such a young girl playing like this. Actually, mother is a top female French player, and she qualified in the first division last season. So her mother is already a good player, and her father also is in the top French player in the Masters division in the top 16. So she has a good environment
Wonderful.
to improve. Yeah, and we actually also just have in the circuit another young lady, but she's 24 years of age, who is a world English pool champion. Maybe you've heard of her. It's Marion Jude. That's
Yeah,
her name.
Jude.
She,
Yeah,
yeah,
very good player.
she's a world champion, and she starts playing American pool. So she plays A ball also, and the tour is growing, but still we are still a small country in terms of pool, but it's growing.
Yeah, I know from my experiences in France, played a lot of English pool format over there. Coming from the UK myself, it wasn't until I relocated to the Netherlands and found that their love for the US pool was so great that I was hooked instantly. And the more pool halls that we get popping up around France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, the more we're going to see players coming through of this caliber. It's great to see such young French talent
Yeah,
coming through,
yeah,
and
definitely.
it's exciting to see the way that she's
Yeah,
responded to
definitely.
the early onslaught from Savannah. I'm really, really liking her demeanor and her style.
And yeah, but the thing I was going to say that also she's working, because I don't see her often because she lives in Bordeaux and I live on the other side of France in Nice. But I have to say that recently she really slowed down her pace, and it brings something more powerful to her game. To be like, she used to freewheel a little bit, and now I think she's settling down. Of course, she starts really at a young age, and now that she's getting 15, uh, she she starts to understand what you need to become a professional pool player, and she has a good environment with her parents, having a pool room, running a pool room in Bordeaux. So yeah, uh, she has a bright future if she puts the hard work.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in the genes as well, which can only help. She just missed on an escape there and has given Savannah ball in hand. And Savannah will be looking to stop the run that Rachel is on. She's just looking at how she can get round and if there is enough of a gap for the 4. Just wondering if the 9 would come into play if she tried to force it. Maybe she can screw above the 9. Yeah, she did just that. Has had to take a more difficult look at this 4, but doesn't appear to need to have to do too much with the cue ball to roll down this side of the table for the 5 into the centre.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the way she played it, because the stun like follow, just like she did, maximize the percentages to make the ball, and gives you the right angle on the 5. So yeah, she knows that already.
Now, Savannah has a nice angle on this 7. She just looked like she was looking at the line for the 7 in the centre pocket. Yep, very good pace on the cue ball.
Yeah, You really want to go deep into the bottom of the table to be on the other line of the 7 to reach the 8. So that was perfect.
Yeah, when Savannah has the pattern in front of her, she looks very accomplished, which can only show how well Rachel has responded, because Savannah is a tough competitor.
Yeah.
There we have it. Ben, Savannah Easton brings the score back to level at 3 apiece in this Predator WPA Junior World Championships girls event. We also have the under-17s and under-19s boys underway as we look at her compatriot American in the background there, Hayden Roadrunner Ernst. If we have chance, I'll bring you a couple of updates. The score on the other table, one TV table, where Hayden is playing the Estonian Rivo Maimre. Well, he's 6-1 up against the Estonian, so America doing well on table 1. On table 2, a bit of a tougher affair for the Roadrunner.
Yeah, and also in his previous match, Aiden was looking at the table to his partner who played Felix Vogel in the under 19 division, and Savannah is looking at Aiden right now. So that means the team building has worked, because they look linked by something, the Americans. So that's good to.
And also, Ben, there are 4, even in just the under-17s, there are 4 Americans represented in there. So a big contingency over from the US, looking to go home with some silverware. As another good hard break from Savannah, but
Yeah.
It looks dry, and a good look for our young French lady on the 1 ball. Well, Savannah certainly doesn't lack power in the break department. Neither players have been getting the success from the break that they surely would like. So, players switching back and forth, which does shift momentum. It's great for us at home, not so much for the players. And 2 good pots, and Rachel finds herself in a very nice position. Wonder if she's got too much of an angle to be able to just check up for this 4 ball.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she's gonna slide toward. Yeah, she has to do this, and she did it to perfection. But still, high ball, no English, to the top, short rail and back up. Yeah, she used a little bit of a high ball there, and that's where the cue ball swerved a little bit towards the 5.
Yeah, just made the angle on this 5 a bit more acuter, so a thin cut, and the cue ball will be running away from the 6, so
yeah,
focused on making the pot, which was certainly the right thing to do. Now she has control and options on this 6. Well, she played the 6 across 2 rails, looking for cover from the 9, and was not far away from it at all. But both the 6 and the cue ball positioned quite a way off the short rails, so Savannah may feel that this is a good opportunity for her.
Yeah, tough shot, because the cue ball is going to track in between the 7 and the rail, the long rail. Yeah, she hit it too thick. But might get the cover here.
Yeah, the 9's threatening to get in the way.
Yeah, tough position here. I don't know how much of the 6 she has, but if she only has the left hand side of the 6, then she's in trouble. And not many ways to get the cover, and I don't know what she called. Maybe the bank shot in the bottom right towards the, yeah, like that. Good shot. Very good shot.
Yeah.
She didn't have many solutions.
No, I didn't even see that myself. She's played that beautifully. While Savannah looks up this cut on the 6, I just wanted to let you know, coming up, we have the women's semi-finals kicking off at 3 p.m. local time. And we have a matchup between Chu Chin-wei of Chinese Taipei against Seo Seoa of South Korea. And in the second semi-final, more of a European event, the UK's Kelly Fisher will be taking on Yasmin Ushan of Austria. So a lot more female pool coming up. But this is the opening round of our girls' event. Predator WPA Junior World Championships. And Rachel is going airborne with her BK Rush. Wow.
She got a little bit of a roll here. She attempted the 6 ball to go directly into the side pocket, and she went into the 7 ball before go to the side pocket. She'll take that for sure. Oops.
Yeah, and well, I was going to say, Ben, before she played a shot, she's going to be making contact with that 9, and not in a nice way. So I thought she may have given it a little bit more premise. However, a very long straight 8. Ooh, that was difficult cueing from where the cue ball was. But if she had have made it, she didn't need to do too much with the cue ball to stay for the 9 did so. Did the 9 come to the rescue on the easy centre pocket for the 8? Doesn't look like it has.
Yeah, it looks like it passes the 9.
But does the 9 pass the 10 if she goes up? No. The natural angle will bring the cue ball towards the left-hand centre of the table as we look at it from the overhead.
Yeah.
So she has to
good shot
manoeuvre
there.
the cue ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, great.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I thought forever and a day she was going to put herself in trouble after making that. Recognised that issue and dealt with it effectively. And the score is taking twists and turns for us, Ben. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah. Good match between those two young ladies.
Absolutely. Well, Savannah, the Roadrunner Eastern, got off to the dream of starts. She took an early 2-0 lead. Then Rachel, our young French lady, brought it back to 2 apiece. Savannah decided that was time to call a timeout. However, straight from the timeout, Rachel took the lead. But in short, quick fashion, Savannah Easton has pounced and brought the scoreline back to her favour. She now leads 4 racks to 3 in this race to 7. Double elimination. Looks like...
Yeah.
So it looks like the match on table 1 has come to a close.
There was an interesting fact that happened just in the previous game. Savannah had the cut on the 6, but it was a tough cut, and with all the balls open on the table, she had the cut, but she elected to play safe behind the 10 and let Rachel jump. And I think it's a good move, and it's a good sign that she's patient, and she want the game to be tight. You know, she doesn't want to give away anything and to sell out anything. And this is also a mindset you have to have if you want to be one of the best players in the world. So
Absolutely, and it may be a bit of a different case if Savannah knew her opponent well, had been playing them maybe in local leagues for some time, but there's a very good chance her and Rachel have not met before, and it's very easy to not just underestimate your opponent, but to overestimate your own ability. So being able to show that maturity and patience is another good quality and a good string on the bow. Rachel Enfroy of France looking to bring this scoreline back to level. She trails by 3 racks to 4.
And this time she tried the cut break from the side with no success neither, but at least she changed something from the previous break from the side.
Yeah, I think it's if the break isn't working, it's always useful to change something. Rachel keeping good control of the cue ball, but sadly not making any balls. So we get Savannah back to the table looking to play a safety, but that's come up short.
Yeah, a good opportunity for Rachel here to lock cue ball behind the 4.
Oh,
good
yes.
shot.
Indeed, she really did lock it up behind the 4. Looks like the one cushion escape could be on if the blue 2 isn't in the way.
Yeah, and the thing is, this type of shot you really want to hit the lower side of the 1 and not at a fast pace. Yeah, this is too fast. She really wants to make contact, but there are good chances for both balls to be available for one another.
Yeah, good point.
You really want to play softer to create distance and focus on hitting one side or another side of the ball.
Well, both pockets were covered with the 1. Rachel's just played a little clever shot, playing the 1 off the 5, looking to bring the 8 into cover, and the 5 may have even come to the rescue, but there is an edge there visible for Miss Easton.
And that changes everything.
It does, especially if she can put the young French lady in trouble. However, again, not a full ball safe, and a good chance for Rachel to put Savannah back in trouble.
Yeah. In these situations, I'd like to do simple things. Just nudge the 1 and use the 9 or the 5. Yeah, but she really tried something. She really tried to glue the cue ball behind the 3-10, but it's a good idea, but it's tough to control. And in terms of percentages, I really want the snooker behind the 5 or the 9.
Yeah, because your opponent could take advantage of a slip. And it's good that you bring up percentages, because it's very easy to look at the game in one way. But that's only if you're completely potting everything that you see. The percentage game is really what separates the good decision makers from the bad ones.
Yeah, definitely. But this comes also from experience and knowledge.
Wow.
Powerful stroke.
She tried to put enough on that to screw it back through the gap between the 8 and the middle pocket. Yeah. What an attempt. Nearly made it as well. still has a look at this 4-ball, but not a good look at a pot. So could be time to try and put Rachel in the spot of bother.
Good shot. Oh, maybe she'll have a window. Ooh,
Well,
it's close.
it is
I think
very
she
close.
She has.
Well, unfortunate for Savannah if so. I did always think, though, if the cue ball had fallen shorter with the 6 coming in the way, that there was a rail first pot available, but as it looks, Rachel's got a gap through the 6 and the 8. Oh, and
Wow.
she's made it. Well, a small slip up from Savannah's safety play. You probably wouldn't have expected to have left that gap in a million weeks, but she did. And in turn, Rachel does have a shape on this 5. Played it delicately. Yeah. Very good cueing.
Stand draw with the right English to pass by the 8 in between the 8 and the short rail. Yeah, like that. It's great.
Yeah, didn't put too much effect on the cue ball. Nothing, no showboating. Just did exactly what needed to be done. Well, Rachel is keeping us quiet in the comms box, and that is because she's playing delightfully. She is playing delightfully, and I'm really enjoying watching it.
Yeah, this is great to. I mean, this is great to watch. The battle is great because you see Savannah just missed the safety shot from nothing. Like she left a window, a really small window, and it cost her the rack. So yeah. This is a great battle.
Yeah, it's really spicing up nicely, Ben. And I mentioned at the beginning of this match, Savannah is also in 2 of our other disciplines here. She's in the Little Monster Ladies International Open and also in the Mixed Couples Little Monster International Open. So she's had a lot of table time and has played some serious players, and I feel that her toughest contest so far is this one. So it'd be very good to see how she responds.
But it's also because it's World Championships. It's a different story. You know, opens, they are opens. You have many tournaments a year now on the tour, which is great, but you only have one World Championship a year. So maybe and also the format is different, single race to 7. So maybe that puts a little bit more pressure because obviously Savannah Histon is one of the favorites. And maybe that had a little bit more pressure on her shoulders at times.
Yeah, that's a good point to make. I think most would have had her down as the favourite, and the start that she got off to certainly promoted that. However, like I said, I'm enjoying watching both players play, but the way that Rachel's been able to respond, very impressive. And we now find the score back to level in this race to 7 at 4-4. Savannah, the Roadrunner Eastern, to break.
Wow. This is kind of a world-class break, right? Powerful. Cue ball in the center of the table.
Yeah. The only thing missing is a ball going into a pocket off the break. And another dry break, albeit an impressive one. And Rachel's back at the table, Ben, with a good look, and to naturally come across for the 2. Wasn't able to. There is a bank and or safe on. But Rachel at the table, more importantly for her.
I don't think she called anything. Oh yes, she called the bank. Okay.
She did, Ben, and has left a 3-6 combination on as well, which she's quickly called. It's not, certainly not straight from the way that Rachel's looking at it from here, and yeah, she's going to have to play a very good shot here, and well, the 3 ball will be moving, as will the cue ball. Difficult shot, this one. Makes it.
Yeah.
Makes it well. Well, we are getting to see a little bit of flair from the young French lady. Just came up short on the bank.
Yeah.
Well, this is a tricky shot. Looks like the 9 and the 5 are going to be moving after this, and where the 4 ball is located, it's going to be a tricky positional shot for Savannah.
Yeah, maybe the draw could save her directly to the 4, because she would draw into the 9 and going to the other long rail. Yeah, like that, but harder.
Yeah.
If she would have hit this one harder, she would have got shape on the 4.
Well, we've already seen a bank from Enfroy. Easton now calling the bank.
Good shot.
Yeah. Well, the lead is changing every couple of racks. This is tightly contested stuff. And
Yeah.
a little wince of the head from Savannah there. I think she just was looking to not have the 8 in the way of her cueing. It's just going to add a little bit of difficulty to this. Ooh.
Oh, great shot there.
Yeah. Where's the... Oh, she finds herself again in a tricky spot, needing to do something with the angle she's left on the 8, but that 9 is hampering a lot of her cueing. I have been informed the term for this position is a reverse snooker.
Oh, really? I've never heard of it.
No, I've learnt this at the last event. I haven't heard too many people using it. Oh, she
Good shot.
played that. Yeah, especially at that pace. She's having to do this the hard way. A big puff of the cheeks from the Roadrunner.
They have, what is interesting also is they have really different styles around the table. Savannah is moving really fast, and Rachel really slow.
Yeah, it is a contrast. And Savannah wasn't able to make the 9. It's hung in the
Oh,
corner
wow.
pocket. Yeah. The 9's really deep in there, and Rachel just wanted to glance off the edge and let the cue ball do the work of just coming up to leave the 10 in the top right, and sadly missed it. That's a tough one, that is, Ben.
She really wanted to control the cue ball path after hitting a thin part of the 9, but when it's deep in the jaws like this, it's really tough to aim such a thin part of the ball. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Savannah cannot believe that she's missed that. 2 in this rack have rattled for her. More importantly, the 10 was the last one to rattle, and that gives Rachel, after her own mistake even, back at the table, Rachel electing to take a small comfort break here. Ben, I'm going to suggest that we do the same. I've got a feeling this is going to go all the way. Please don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this gripping opening round match between Savannah Roadrunner Easton and Rachel Emfroy of France in this Predator WPA Junior World Championship Girls event. We return to this match with Rachel in a 5-4 lead in this race to 7, and Rachel just took her first and only break of the match, Savannah taking hers after the 2-2 point. So we are coming to the business end of this opening match. I cannot decide a winner. My name's Gethin Davis. Joining me for this gripping end will be Benjamin Belhassan, my good friend in France.
Yeah, definitely a drama, big clash here. We are having a great match, and I have to say, on the last game we've seen a couple of misses, and I believe it's due to fatigue, because they are both played at very high level since the beginning of the match, and it's normal. Even the best players in the world, it's really tough to maintain such a level throughout an entire match, especially for young ladies like this. So, and Rachel also made a good move just after Savannah missed the 10 ball. She took the point and then tried to regroup and reset. to finish this match in the best way she can. So yeah, a lot of wise movements from both women in this match.
Yeah, great observation, Ben. It's impressive. We also were blessed with that in our first match of today with the under-17s boys event kicking off. Referee just having a little chat with them before we get the last bit underway.
Yeah, I don't know what they are talking about. Maybe the timeout, because I do know that in the Euro Tour series, for example, you are not allowed to go to the toilets when your opponent takes the timeout. It's not anymore allowed. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they talk about this, but
That's interesting, Ben. I actually didn't know that, and so it'd be interesting to see how the referee does handle, if
yeah, I
indeed
don't
it
know.
is that situation.
Because the thing is, when I don't remember when Savannah took her timeout, if Rachel also did go to the toilets or not. I don't remember. Maybe they are talking of something totally different. I don't know.
They may
Yeah,
be
just
indeed.
guessing.
Well, our referee explaining it as best he can with his hands and mouth. And Rachel just looking on while we do have this small interruption. Coming up after this, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Little Monster Women's International Open semi-finals. Be a short pause between this match and that, but they will be kicking off at 3 p.m. local time, which is an hour and 40 minutes from now. And it's a hell of a lineup, let me tell you. On table 1 will be Chinese Taipei's Chu Chin Wei, be taking on South Korean Xiao Xiao. And on this table, we will have the matchup between the UK's Kelly Fisher and the Austrian Yasmin Ushan. So please do return or stay for the kickoff of our semi-finals as we bring you back to this Predator WPA Junior World Championships event in this star-studded arena in Gandia, Spain.
Something happened.
Yeah, Savannah looks disappointed and a bit astonished.
Yeah, because the referee hold a yellow card in his hand, meaning that she did something wrong, and it's she lost a frame. So now the score is not anymore 5-4, but it's 6-4 in favor of Rachel, and I don't know what happened.
I think you were right though, Ben, really. I think you were right, and I have to, thinking back, I will look back on the YouTube feed, but Rachel may have stayed in her seat during Savannah's break, so you could be on the money there. As it is, Rachel now has a 2-rack lead, 6-4, finds herself on the hill, but not making a ball on the break, a pattern that we've seen from both players so far. Let's just see how Savannah collects herself from
Yeah, this
that
is
yellow
big.
card situation.
This is big because it's a big advantage to reach the hill right now instead of being 5-4. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but let's get back to the game.
Absolutely. We cannot dwell on that now. It's just like when you've missed an easy pot, as we all have done. You just put it into the back of your mind and somewhere even deeper and you carry on. It is in the past. So, Savannah has put Rachel in quite a tricky position. And she's gone for the 1 or 2 rail escape, but that corner pocket has grabbed the cue ball and not let it back out again. So, rewarded for the safety, the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
The 7 is not in such a nice position where it is against the 9. But aside from that, well, I'm also just looking if the 3 doesn't pass the 6 into the centre, that may need a little bit of extra care. I think it does. Yeah, and again, the utmost respect from Savannah to her French opponent, keeping her really locked in trouble, and Rachel will be going airborne here. There's a lot of traffic down this end of the table. Could get fortunate.
Yeah,
Makes a
jump.
great, yeah, makes a great hit there, Ben. However, I think the 3, oh, it looks tight. I'm not sure the potting angle is available there, Ben.
Yeah, this is close. But still, the 7 and 9 are really tight bad. Okay, so now I finally have the information that it's because Savannah leave the arena, leave her chair while Rachel took a timeout. I have the confirmation of that. So this is the reason why she took a yellow card. But yeah, I'll tell you something. It's just because I believe she's not used to the. Oh no, maybe no. It's a WPA World Championship, so she might be used to it. Because in Europe you are not allowed to do so, but maybe I thought in the US you are. I don't know.
Well, Rachel got away with that somewhat and seemed to hook the cue ball in the bottom left corner, leaving Savannah in a really tricky spot. She made the jump and got out of it. However, the reward for Rachel is that she's got a good look on this 3. As Ben, you've mentioned, because of where the 7 and 9 is, maybe she will not yet go for it, and she didn't. And I think the shot she played there was just to maybe move the 7 as well. She just missed that.
Yeah, that was a good move to realize that she had an open shot on the 3, but the 4 ball was really tough to reach, and yeah, she had the patience to play some kind of safety, even if she didn't succeed in the safety shot. Just the decision was good. Oh, good shot there. Wow, what a shot. Good cue ball control from Rachel there.
Absolutely. Good focus on the cue ball. Savannah in trouble again.
Good shot.
Very good shot, and great distance between both object ball and cue ball. There is a cut on there, but with such distance, that really increases the level of difficulty.
Yeah, and the cue ball is going to travel towards the 10, so yeah, that's a good shot there. Even if she leaves an opportunity, the simple fact to have been aware that it's not the right time to pocket that 3 is good. She missed the safety though, leaving an opportunity for Savannah.
Well, it was difficult to get a safe cue ball. She nearly got it behind the 10, but you're right to point out, 2 occasions Rachel has turned down the 3 to keep Savannah in trouble. And now, as we found out, the reason why is because where this 4 ball is, it's not very nice.
Oh, she has a window in between the 8-6, which is a good point. Wow. That was a bit of a roll here, but She played a good containing.
Looks like the 6 would cover the bank, so the aggressive shot isn't on, but she did use that 6 ball to great effect. I do think the cue ball may have leaked out a little bit though, but I like that style of shot.
Yeah, but as we already mentioned, the 7 ball is locked, but still you have this, you have the 7-9 combination, and it will make the 7 track towards the bottom right pocket. So yeah, the rack is open, but tough shot on the 4 from Savannah.
Yeah, it was.
Tough attempt.
Needed to hit that hard, and that will increase the level of difficulty of the shot. But that 8 ball has come to a rescue somewhat.
She's calling the bank.
Just unable to get over the 8 ball there. Called the jump cross bank, and that will be a timely ball in hand for the Roadrunner here. We just had a little bit of a drama before this rack got underway, and Savannah keen to put that out of the way and neutralize that yellow card. And good shape on this 5.
You really want to get on the long rail to play the 7-9 combination, so that the 7 will, you could stop the ball where the 7 ball is and let the 7 ball track towards the bottom right. This is the way I'd like to have the combination. Or maybe she want to go into it or play the carom also, but the carom leaves you a much tougher shot on the 7 ball, kind of short side. Yeah, I don't like the decision that much, but
no, I think it's too thin for the carom. Yeah.
Or maybe she's just playing safe. Yeah, okay.
Ooh, I'm not sure that's safe enough though, Ben. I think the potting angle has been covered.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, she's going to make contacts for sure, and if she can kick and stick, maybe kick and stick behind the 9 and send the 7 ball towards the other long rail, it would be a great move. Oh, but yeah, that's a trap. Yeah, she made a foul. That's a trap. And you know why? Because she sees the edge of the 7 ball, so she didn't consider kicking at it because she see the edge, I believe. And this is a trap, because sometimes you see the ball, but the better shot is the kick.
Well, Savannah doesn't fancy playing an awkward 7 to get shape on the 8. She's decided to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, that's good. As long as the safety is solid like this, and you prevent your opponent to have an easy kick, it's a good decision. But I think she has hitting before the side pocket with a high left, but almost close.
That was very close. And again, Savannah reaping the rewards with a ball in hand.
Yeah, good shot. Good decision to play a solid safe on the 7 ball.
Yeah, indeed, Ben. With ball in hand, it's very easy to go attacking just by proxy. Good old head on young shoulders.
That's not good. She doesn't like it for sure. You don't want to be frozen on the rail with such an easy 9 ball she had. But still, she'll take it. Good shot.
Yeah, good shot indeed, Ben. And Savannah Easton, putting a little drama to the back of her mind, brings the scoreline back to 6-5, but that doesn't mean she's out of the woods yet. Rachel Emfroy of France from Bordeaux is still on the hill, leading by 6 racks to 5. There's only 1 rack in it now, though, and Savannah just again having a little conversation with the ref, maybe a further clarification, but able to claw back that rack and played a couple of good safeties there. Needs to, with the caliber of Rachel. However, Ben, I was reluctant to call it earlier. I'm still reluctant to call it now. There may be some fireworks left yet. I have to say, though, whoever gets through with the win here, Ben, both players, to me, have been very impressive, and I wouldn't count either of them out of going all the way. Sadly, someone's got to lose, but this is double elimination, so it's not all lost.
Yeah, double elimination until the quarterfinals, the last 8. So yeah, it's a long way to go, but yeah, you're definitely right. We had to this point really a strong and solid match from both players. Great game to watch.
Yeah, indeed. I think anyone waking up in America after a filling Thanksgiving Day, coming late to the party, if they'd have joined here at 2-0 to Savannah, they would have probably thought Savannah was going to run away with it. But little did they know that Rachel was going to fight fire with fire, and has made some big shots when they've mattered, has taken some good opportunities when they've come, and she's just looking to get over the line now, and would ideally not like to let Savannah get to the hill. So this will be the biggest rack yet. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Savannah to break, trailing by 6 racks to 5 in this Predator WPA Junior World Championship Girls event. Another solid hit, Ben, but again, the story of the match so far, a dry break with nothing for Rachel to get her teeth into. Maybe forced to play a push.
Yeah, really a consistent, powerful, solid break from Savannah throughout the match. And yeah, this is what I like about end racking. It's you always have, not always, but I mean most likely tough runouts, safety battles, push outs. It's different from the template.
It is indeed, and Savannah's not giving this one back to Rachel. She's taking on this long one into the top right corner. She got it quickly from the shot, so didn't feel she had the right line, and
yeah,
as a double whammy, she's left that one ball in a relatively simple spot for Rachel to open up her account in this 12th set of a possible 13.
I think she's okay on the 2, and she really wants the right angle on the 3 to reach the 4 on the other side of the table, so maybe just a small draw, a couple of centimeters would be enough. Yeah.
That was a couple, just as you said, Ben.
Yeah, and now you really want to be straight in on the 4, because the 5 is on the top short rail. Oops, she went out of line here.
She did.
Should
The
I-
6,
Yeah,
the 6 is in the way a little bit. I'm just wondering if she can use the 6 as a stopper for the cue ball here.
yeah, yeah. The pot is tough, but yeah, the 6 will definitely help.
Well, the 6 has now fallen against the short rail, blocking a pathway for the 5. And she has left Savannah a very thin cut on this 4. And will need to bring the cue ball back to round to where she's playing the shot from. Onto that side of the table, somewhere near the 6.
Yeah, that she's short here. Oh, she's looking to come into the 6 with inside English. Whoa, this is risky. Yeah, that was the risk.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have tried myself to go into the 6, because on the slidey tables like this, the rails doesn't grab the inside that much. So yeah, good shot
she's
there.
done very well. Yeah, she's done very well there. It looked forever and a day that contact on the 5 would leave a straightforward combination for Rachel. It's not, so Rachel is now going to be employing her safety game. Would have ideally liked to have slid past the 7 there, hasn't. There is a very thin cut on for Savannah. She will be reaching for the cue ball. It's right in the centre of the table. Electing to go for the bank instead. Oh, how do you like that, Ben, for a attacking shot? She's left nice shape on this 6 now, and where... Ooh, I was going to say where the 7-8 is situated. She should be sitting pretty, however, maybe a little bit of adrenaline in the arm. And the Roadrunner has overshot the 7 somewhat. Does see an edge of it, as it looks like she's calling the cross bank. Ooh, and that wasn't on a bad line either, but the cue ball has spoilt the pot, and in turn the 7 is held out lovely by the centre pocket. And Rachel Emfroy of France, who is on the hill, has got an opportunity here. Just lovely on the 9, just a bit high, perfect. Can use the cue ball to float down for the 10, and that's not a bad spot either. And Rachel Emfroy of France, through persistence, great shot making, and good composure, has taken this opening match of our Predator WPA Junior World Championship Girls event over a very informed Savannah Heaston by 7 racks to 5. Coming up next in an hour and 15 minutes on both our TV table 1 and 2 will be the semi-finals of the Women's Little Monster International Open. That will be a matchup between Chu Chin Wei from Chinese Taipei against Seo Seoa of South Korea. And on this table coming up will be the semi-final between Kelly Fisher of the UK and Yasmin Ushan of Austria. So please do not go away. We welcome you back. And I want to say a big thank you to my colleague Benjamin Belhassan for his great words today. My name's Gethin Davis, and we will be returning back in an hour and 15 minutes for the semi-finals of the ladies. Thank you ever so much.